down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Smith. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Jay Gruden's guys unable to convert on 4th down. And the Cowboys' defense is going to get them the football back. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Quentin Dunbar right there on the coverage.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 3rd down, Elliott. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, as an offense, some drives you have it, some drives you don't. And this one looks like a you don't.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it was 3rd and long. It was screaming for a pass. I think they tried to outguess him there with the running play. They didn't fool him at all.
Went in the wrong direction. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And here come the Redskins now. They go play action here on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Smith. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Now, that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Even after the penalty, still a full 7 yards to go on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Smith. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down. Back now in Arlington. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. pitch it out to Peterson. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Throwing on third down, Smith. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Demarcus Lawrence able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be fourth down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Cowboys. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be a third and about 13. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's going to go deep for Beasley. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. So out now come the Redskins. They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Here's Smith. From the gun, he'll throw. And Reed with it over the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. From the gun, Smith. They'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. So just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
He's back to throw. Out to the left, it's complete to Dodson. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Smith finding Dodson that time for a Washington first. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down right around the 25. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Again, a run with Thompson. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Redskins on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere. Yeah,
and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Credit the tackle to DJ Swearinger. Counting down to 30 seconds remaining. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. The Redskins, they can smell victory now. They take a knee. The Redskins, they can smell victory now. They take a knee. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Down to a knee, here goes Smith, and that should all but do it. I know there may be temptation to go for it here in overtime, but you have to punt the football.
I like how emphatic you are about it, because I know the tendency is, as a player, let's go get this.